The name's Phil, he kindly corrected the child. Everyone calls me Phil. But my father says it's rude to address your elders by their first name. Maybe, but not if they offer you the privilege, which I am very glad to be doing right now. Only if you feel comfortable with it, mind. Adam grew restless. I'd really like to call you Phil, he admitted, but my father would be angry with me. Phil gave a cheeky wink. Well, that's easily settled. I won't tell him if you don't. Adam gave it a little thought, then with a wide smile said, OK, I won't tell him either. Good, that's settled then. Phil climbed out of the driving seat. Seeing as I need to stretch me legs and it's such a beautiful afternoon, I'll walk you down the lane to your front door. That's if you think your father wouldn't mind. Adam shook his head. He won't mind. Thank you, Phil. Phil laughed out loud. There you are, it wasn't too difficult to say my name, was it? He felt as though at long last this lonely boy was beginning to trust him. He hoped the day might come when the child would trust him enough to confide in him. He now took a sideways glance at young Adam. At 7 years of age, Adam Carter was quietly spoken. With serious brown eyes and thick dark hair that tumbled over his forehead, he cut a handsome young figure. Not naturally outgoing, he hardly ever laughed out loud, and smiled only on rare occasions. Yet when he did smile, it was such a warm, genuine smile it could light up a room. Phil had noticed how Adam's nervousness increased the nearer he got to home. Unlike the other children who could never get off the bus fast enough, Adam hung back, waiting until the very last minute, almost as though he was reluctant to leave the safety of the bus. Right then, son, that's another week over. You go on. I need to secure the bus, especially after that young squirrel got inside and wreaked havoc. Adam went down the steps. On the last step, he gave a short jump to the ground, his satchel catching on the handrail as he did so. All right, are you? Phil released his satchel. Yes, thank you, Phil. After following Adam down the bus steps, Phil secured the door behind him. I expect you're glad to be home, eh? Except for a curt nod of the head, Adam gave no reply. But he wanted to tell this gentle, kind man that, no, he was not all right, that he was not glad to be home. He wanted to confess that he was afraid and unhappy, and that he often dreamed of running away. But he would never do that, because it might be dangerous for someone he loved dearly. So he kept his silence and went on, pretending. Even now, as they approached the house, his heart was thumping. Was his father home yet? Had his day been good? Because if not, oh, if not... Quickly he thrust the bad thoughts from his mind. Man and boy went down the lane side by side. Boy, this is a real treat. Phil sniffed the air. This time of day, the pine trees give off a wonderful scent. Adam agreed. Mum says it's even stronger in the summer. She says when the trees begin to sweat, they create a thick vapour over the woods, and you can almost taste it. Phil loved the lazy manner in which the worn path wound in and out of the ancient woodlands, skirting magnificent trees that had been there far longer than he had. You live in a really pretty part of the countryside, he told Adam. And now you've got the whole weekend before you. So what might you be up to, eh? He chuckled. Oh, boy, I wish I were a lad again. Climbing trees and apple scrumping, the things we used to get up to, you would not believe. He gave a great sigh. It's all a lifetime ago now. Mind you, I'd never be able to climb a tree these days, not with my gammy leg. His pronounced limp was a painful trophy from the war. I'm not allowed to climb trees. Adam's voice softened with regret. My father doesn't approve of it. Well, I never. Phil was dumbfounded. Climbing trees is what boys do. It's a natural part of growing up, like fishing and football. He gave a wistful smile. And who could ever forget the first time he kissed a girl? He rolled his eyes and made the boy smile shyly.